You wake up every morning and do what you are supposed to do. You get out of bed, you go to work. You answer messages, you handle responsibilities, you keep moving. But deep down, something feels wrong. You are functioning, but you are not truly living. You are breathing, but you are not at peace. Your life may look stable on the outside, yet inside, your spirit feels empty. You smile when expected. You speak when expected. You follow the routine, but somewhere along the way, you disappeared inside it. Then one day, you stop. You look in the mirror, and something unsettles you. The eyes staring back seem distant. The face is familiar, but the presence is gone. Your shoulders carry a weight you cannot explain. And then a quiet voice inside you asks, "What happened to me?" This is not simple tiredness. This is disconnection. This is what happens when a person slowly abandons the mind, the body, and the heart. And yet, this struggle is not new. Long before the modern world drowned people in noise, comparison, pressure, and distraction, the Stoics understood this collapse. Marcus Aurelius, Emperor of Rome, wrote that peace begins when a person stops obsessing over what others say and do. Seneca, powerful and wealthy, still battled fear, restlessness, and the feeling that life was slipping away. Epictetus, once a slave, taught that freedom begins when you stop depending on what you cannot control. 3 men, 3 lives, 1 timeless truth. A broken life must be rebuilt from the inside out. If your thoughts are in chaos, begin with the mind. If your discipline is weak, begin with the body. If your spirit feels numb, begin with the heart. These are not soft ideas. They are hard laws. 3 Stoic rules that can rebuild a human being from the ground up, but only if they are lived, not admired. So let us begin. Rule 1. Fix the mind. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." But today, most people have surrendered that power. Their attention belongs to their phone, their emotions belong to the headlines, their confidence belongs to the opinions of strangers. The modern mind is overstimulated, overfed, and undertrained. We scroll too much, we compare too much, we react too quickly, and little by little, the inner voice becomes weaker. Your mind was meant to be a fortress. For many people, it has become an open gate. First, clean the mind. You cannot think clearly while feeding your brain garbage. You cannot build wisdom on a diet of distraction. A strong body cannot grow on poison, and neither can a strong mind. So for the next 7 days, reclaim the first 30 minutes of every morning. Do not give them to your phone. Do not give them to bad news. Do not give them to chaos. Give them to truth. Read philosophy. Read history. Read the words of people who endured pain, failure, loss, and still rose above themselves. Study what sharpens your judgment and deepens your calm. Do not call this entertainment, call it training, because your mind will either become your weapon or your prison, and that decision is made every day by what you allow into it. Second, change the question. Most people ask, "What do I want?" The Stoics asked, "Who must I become?" That is the difference between fantasy and transformation. If you chase outcomes, your effort will rise and fall with your feelings. But if you build identity, your actions begin to match the person you choose to be. Do not say, "I want to get in shape." Say, "I am becoming someone who respects my body." Do not say, "I want success." Say, "I am becoming someone worthy of responsibility." Write these words down. I am becoming. Then finish the sentence with truth, not with a wish, not with a someday version of yourself, with a decision you make now. Because real change is not born in the future. It is born in the small choices you make today. Third, destroy the inner prison. Listen carefully to the thoughts that weaken you. It is too late. I am not enough. I always fail. I do not have what it takes. These thoughts do not sound like lies because you have repeated them for too long. But repetition does not turn poison into truth. The Stoics knew that suffering grows when we agree with false judgments. The prison is not only the thought, The prison is your belief in it. So write down the 3 thoughts that hold you back the most. Then rewrite each one into a stronger truth. It is too late becomes, I begin from where I stand. I am not capable becomes, I grow through repetition. I do not have time becomes, I create time for what matters. Each sentence is an act of rebellion against weakness. Each new thought is a strike against the walls you once accepted as real. 4th, practice mental discipline every day. Every morning, write down 3 thoughts that make you stronger and 3 that make you weaker. During the day, observe them. Catch the weak ones, interrupt them. Replace them with something more honest, more useful, and more calm. At night, ask yourself one question. Did my mind lead me today, or did it betray me? This is not empty positivity. This is discipline. This is mental command. A calm mind in chaos is power. A clear mind in confusion is power. A trained mind in a distracted world is rare power. So say this to yourself, not as a quote, but as a vow. My mind is my kingdom, and I will not hand it over to noise. Rule 2. Fix the body. The body is not separate from the soul. It is the vessel that carries it. You cannot live with strength while neglecting the body through which strength must act. You cannot expect confidence from a body ruled by comfort, fatigue, and excess. The Stoics understood this well. Marcus Aurelius forced himself out of bed, not because he felt like it, but because discipline mattered more than mood. He remembered that he was born to act, not to lie in comfort. First, eat with discipline. Your body is not a dumping ground for cravings. It is a reflection of what you repeatedly choose. Every meal is a silent vote, not only for your health, but for your identity. Before you eat, pause and ask yourself, does this strengthen me or weaken me? That one question can change a life. Do not obsess over perfection, obsess over awareness. When you eat with awareness, you begin to separate need from impulse. You stop being controlled by appetite. You start proving to yourself that discipline can exist even in the smallest moments. Food can become fuel, or it can become another form of self-betrayal. Choose carefully. Second, respect sleep. Seneca warned that life is not short. We simply waste much of it. And one of the quietest ways we waste it is by damaging tomorrow for the sake of tonight's distraction. One more episode, one more scroll, one more hour spent escaping instead of restoring. Sleep is not weakness. Sleep is repair. A tired mind cannot think clearly. A tired spirit cannot endure pressure. A tired body cannot carry discipline for long. Give yourself 7 to 8 hours of real rest. Treat it not as indulgence, but as respect, because every night of proper sleep sharpens judgment, steadies emotion, and restores willpower. Guard your sleep the way a warrior guards his blade. It shapes the quality of tomorrow's battle. Third, move every day. Emotion lives in the body. Anxiety tightens it. Anger overheats it. Sadness sinks into it. Movement clears what stillness cannot. When you feel overwhelmed, walk. When you feel restless, run. When you feel weak, lift. When your mind feels heavy, breathe deeply and move. You do not need a perfect plan. You need consistency. 20 minutes, stairs, push-ups, stretching, a cold shower, a walk in silence. Small acts done daily reshape not only the body, but the person living inside it. Each movement sends a message. I am not done. I still command myself. I still rise. Fourth, choose discomfort on purpose. The Stoics practiced voluntary discomfort because they knew comfort, when worshipped, makes people fragile. Seneca slept on hard surfaces to remind himself that he could survive without luxury. This was not punishment. It was freedom. The person who only functions when life feels easy is not free. That person is dependent. So begin small. Take the cold shower. Skip the extra sugar. Walk when you want to sit. Train when you want to delay. Drink water when your body asks for junk. Finish the hard thing before the easy one. These are not random acts. They are proof. Proof that your impulses do not own you. Proof that comfort does not control you. Proof that your will is growing stronger. Write this down. My body is my responsibility, and I will train it to serve my purpose. Rule 3. Fix the heart. There are people who look fine on the outside, but feel empty within. They smile, they function, they keep going. But the heart has gone quiet, not because they are weak, but because they were hurt too many times without healing. So they built walls. Walls against disappointment, walls against rejection, walls against grief. But walls do not only block pain, they also block joy, they block intimacy, they block meaning. Marcus Aurelius wrote that we must stand like the rock against which the waves break. But strength does not mean becoming numb. It means remaining steady without becoming closed. A strong heart is not a heart that never breaks. It is a heart that remains open even after breaking. First, face what is true. Sit in silence. No music, no phone, no escape. Then ask yourself these questions. If I knew I could not fail, how would I live? What do I pretend not to care about, even though I care deeply? Who am I when no one is watching? These questions are dangerous because they expose what distraction hides. Do not run from the answers. The discomfort you feel is not weakness. It is proof that something real is still alive within you. Write your answers down, even if they shake you. That is how the heart begins to wake up, not through noise, through honesty. Second, release the past. Many people are not tired because of the present. They are tired because they are still carrying yesterday. Old anger, old guilt, old shame, old disappointment, old pain that was never truly faced. Epictetus taught that events do not break us as much as our judgments about them. So for the next 30 nights, write down one thing you are ready to release. One resentment, one regret, one memory, one wound, one person, one old version of yourself. Forgiveness does not mean approval. It means refusing to keep poisoning your own heart. You do not forgive because others earned peace. You forgive because you deserve freedom. And each time you let go of one burden, you make space for life to return. Third, live for something greater. A heart without purpose becomes restless. The Stoics believe that human beings are made for service, connection, contribution, and duty. You are not made to live only for yourself. That is why selfish comfort always becomes empty in the end. The heart wants more than pleasure. It wants meaning. Notice when you feel most alive, when you help someone, when you create, when you teach, when you protect, when you love, when you give something real without asking for applause. Those moments are clues. They reveal the shape of your purpose. Do not wait for some grand mission. Begin with one sincere act. Help one person. Offer one honest word. Create one thing that adds light. Do one act of service when nobody is watching. The heart grows stronger when it gives, not weaker, stronger. Write this down. My heart was not made only to survive. It was made to love, to serve, and to remain open. These 3 rules do not stand alone. They are connected. The mind gives direction. The body gives force. The heart gives meaning. Without the mind, you lose clarity. Without the body, you lose discipline. Without the heart, you lose the reason to continue. But when all 3 align, everything changes. You stop drifting. You stop collapsing under every emotion. You stop living like a spectator in your own life. You become steady, focused, grounded, difficult to shake. Marcus Aurelius was not perfect. Seneca was not perfect. Epictetus was not perfect. They struggled, they suffered, but they kept returning to the path, to the person who keeps showing up, to the person who keeps choosing discipline over impulse, truth over illusion, and growth over self-pity. The first 30 minutes of the morning go to reading instead of scrolling. The body begins to move each day. Sleep becomes disciplined. Food becomes intentional. Old anger begins to loosen its grip. Service replaces self-absorption. Life does not change overnight, but energy changes. Posture changes. The eyes change. Presence changes. That person becomes quieter, but stronger, calmer, but more powerful. That is how rebirth begins. Not with one dramatic moment, but with repeated decisions. So remember this: fix the mind, and your life gains direction. Train the body, and your discipline becomes real. Heal the heart, and your spirit remembers how to live again. You were not born to repeat routines, pay bills, and slowly disappear beneath the weight of neglect. You were born to awaken. The world does not need another distracted, exhausted, half-present version of you. It needs the real you, the disciplined you, the honest you, the awakened you. And once you begin this path, you will understand something powerful. There is no going back. Once you see how much suffering comes from neglecting yourself, you cannot unsee it. You cannot return to sleep in peace. There is only one direction now, forward. So say this to yourself: I am the architect of my own rebirth. I will train my mind. I will strengthen my body. I will protect my heart. Stand up. Breathe deeply. Feel the fire within you. Then take the first step. Not next week. Not when life calms down. Not when motivation appears. Now. Because your transformation does not begin when conditions become perfect. It begins when you decide that remaining the same is no longer acceptable. And if this message reached you, let it become action. Share it with someone who needs to wake up. Leave a like if part of you knows it is time to rise. Subscribe and walk this Stoic path with us each week. And in the comments, write one sentence: I begin my transformation today. Because you can. Because you must. Because the person you are meant to become is waiting for you.